everybody. Welcome to another episode of Proficient Fans. My name is CB, and with me is...
Clay.
What's happening? Good week? Bad week? Mediocre week?
It was a good week, man. I went out golfing Friday. That was awesome. Golfed well. 8 over. No big deal.
18, by the way.
Yeah.
Not just 9.
That's correct. That's correct.
You gotta give the full...
It was the shorter course, obviously. I told you that, but hey, still got to hit the irons well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's... You know, it's funny because we always put so much emphasis on the, you know, how you hit the off the tee box, and at the end of the day, you play more with the irons than anything else. So, like when you go to the driving range, you know, I of course I'm going to bring out the driver at the driving range, but I mean, I do focus more on my irons when I'm there, just because I'm just like, well, these are the guys I'm going to swing more often than not.
Yep.
Par threes, you know what I mean? Like, you use your driver, what, 13? What did you say, about 13 times, 14 times?
Less than that, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an abundance that you actually use that. It's just on those par fives.
Yep. Agreed.
So
I tee off with my hybrid quite a bit, though, too.
do you?
Like, you know, if there's like dog legs or kind of holes where you have a little dip, a little valley at the end of a fairway or something, I'll usually lay it up with a hybrid. Hit my 4-iron off the tee sometimes.
What brand of skirt do you wear when you do that?
Clearly a skirt with a better score than you. You keep wearing your pants and you keep shooting your 100 pluses, buddy.
100. I don't shoot 100 plus, but I mean, 99.
We will find out, won't we?
99.
Come June. I'm excited for that. That'll be a fun little scramble, little two-man.
Yeah. You know, playing to win. Playing with one of the guys we're playing with one of the techs in the back and his dad. So
cool.
I don't know if they're good.
Cool. A little side bet. So we'll see whose ball we play more, mine or yours, and whoever's
we got to take drives out because it's guaranteed that we're going to use
whoever's
9.
ball we play the least has to put a skirt on.
No, I'm never doing that.
Why?
Because I refuse to put on a skirt.
Okay, well.
And why do you think that I asked you? I expect to use more of your plays than mine.
Yeah, well, you were over here giving me shit about my layups.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, because I would never do that because that's not really a problem of mine. So I mean,
you'd rather slice a driver over into the woods.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a different angle. So, yeah, no. Channing was very dead set on us seeing Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend, so we went.
It was a great movie.
Knocked that out yesterday.
MCU's back.
Yeah, they really killed it, man.
Yeah, they did a great job.
You know, I was highly, like, just hyper-focused in there.
If you overlook Spider-Man No Way Home, this is probably one of the best MCU movies since Endgame.
Yeah. By far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was spectacularly done. You know, don't want to talk too much about it because, you know, this...
2 post-credit scenes.
We'll tell you that. Definitely worth seeing. Just because they were fun. I liked them. All in all, you know, there was a character in the second one that was like the conversation of on the way home last night of everybody wanted to know more about that person's story, and it was the girl with the eye.
Yeah.
That's not giving anything away, but you know, we were just like, we don't know who the fuck that really is. So definitely looking forward to checking, you know, more. Channing's like, I'm ready for another one now.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
well, James Gunn's going to the DC universe,
yeah,
so
I know, right?
That's his last Marvel movie.
Oh, gosh.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, he's getting ready to hopefully bring them from scarcity.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
For those listening, I apologize if you hear my sniffles. I am riding the allergy train.
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday was brutal. Today's brutal. I got the toilet paper right over here because I have a lack of Kleenex. So
are those happy tissues or sad tissues?
I told CB I was looking at notes this morning, and I had my laptop open, but I still had my toilet paper Kleenex next to my laptop, and I was like, yeah, those probably shouldn't be together. Like, I don't want him to come in and only see a laptop and some toilet paper.
You're like, did I come here too early? Like, are you good?
We don't ever come too early.
On time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, so
on time.
Anyways, we I did miss a little bit of basketball last night, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get back to that in a minute. We did, NBA brought out their awards this week, and it wasn't like much. I saw a little bit of debate, but but I do want to give out. Rookie of the Year was Paolo Banchero.
Banchero.
I forgot the end there, didn't I?
But he is from Duke, so he's a little bland too.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero.
Orlando Magic.
He was nice, dude.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I had think 10 cents on Orlando. Maybe I put $1 on Orlando Magic to win it all.
Did you?
Yeah. Would have made a couple bucks. Most improved player. Help me out there.
I'm
Lauri
assuming
Markkanen.
that's exactly how I was going to say it.
Utah Jazz. The fact that they have a most improved player, I don't know many of the Jazz players.
I was going to say, I don't know much about this guy.
Kind of just they're a team out there, and I'm good for you, buddy. Sixth man of the year goes to Malcolm Brogdon, Boston Celtics. Of course, we know what those Celtics are all about and how legit that they are. I mean, he's
Who's
been
a good pickup? I'm pretty sure he came from Indiana.
Yes, and he's playing a pretty integral role in that run right now.
If you're going to be successful in the NBA, you know your role.
Yeah, come off the bench, score.
Know your role.
Don't let the league get too far. So we got Coach of the Year, Mike Brown, Sacramento Kings.
Rightful.
There is nobody else.
Rightful.
Nobody else. I guess the only person that I could think of, I can't think of his name now. We were talking about this morning, Milwaukee Bucks coach, because they had the best record in all the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that consistently. So, CB's going to go look her up. Next up, just to keep it moving on the awards, we had the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year, which went to De'Aaron Fox, who was with the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox balled out this year. Did a great job.
Mike Budenholzer. That's who it was. Can't believe they let him go. But
unemployed. Which I'm sure we'll touch on here in a little bit, because I feel like you had some stuff to say about that. But
I was just amazed.
And then our Defensive Player of the Year, go green.
Go white.
Jaren Jackson Jr. with the Memphis Grizzlies. Youngest player to ever win that award in NBA history.
Yeah,
I thought that was freaking awesome.
I'm really, really happy for him.
Dude, he has developed in the NBA.
I mean, you mean the Memphis Spartans?
Yeah, just about with him and Tillman.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jaren Jackson especially, I mean, when you have Steven Adams who gets hurt, I mean, I understand that's what opened the door. But when you talk about next man up in any professional sport, and then the next man up comes in and then wins Defensive Player of the Year, if you're Steven Adams, you're probably like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like, am I needed? And I still think he is, but I definitely think that there is going to be a mix of rotation and playtime going into next season. Yeah, after a performance that Jaren Jackson's put on, especially in the playoffs, old, dude. Isn't he? He's up there.
So I mean, he's if I'm not mistaken, he's been around for long enough where he's been around for a while. Shit, because he was on that Oklahoma team with Russ and KD and shit. So he kind of just he's probably getting to the part where he knows where his role's about ready to come from, and
he's still nice though. That's what I'm saying.
He's the attitude of that. I mean, I get it. Like Ja's, what most people would say, but Ja gets to act that way on the court because Steven Adams is there to lay down the law of the land. You saw him pick up dude, when he got in front of. He's like,
Steven Adams. That's one guy you really don't mess with too much. I think he can back up his shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's almost like Udonis Haslem down in Miami.
Yeah,
where hey,
that dude's old. Holy shit!
Yeah, he just retired this year.
Yeah, so. Was he 40?
Yeah, he was over 40.
I think he was 40.
Yeah, he.
We say that, and then here's LeBron, 38.
Yeah,
freaking nature though. At that age, that's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, anyways, he, Jaren Jackson, he's due to be, the main guy off the bench now, or main guy starting next year. I would have to assume. Then finally.
Hope I was off frame.
The process has finally came complete for an MVP.
Joel Embiid. Well deserved, dude. Well deserved.
You sent me the stats comparing him and Jokic. And according to the stats, Joker should have won. Right? Number 1 seed. Still killing it over there in the Western Conference. It's I was like, damn. Maybe this year they got it wrong. I felt years past they maybe had it wrong because of I just thought Joel should have.
Sure.
Most valuable player.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, I don't think that those Denver Nuggets are anything without Jokic.
He plays a pivotal role in that roster.
And I also don't think that the Philadelphia 76ers are the Philadelphia 76ers without Joel Embiid. So, I mean, these two big men, I feel, really just dominating the past 4 years of NBA and most valuable player and who it should be between those two. You haven't seen this in a really long time.
Yeah.
For big guys just to be the dominant, most valuable player in the league. And I just want to, very happy for Joel because he's been in the running for 4 years now and finally won it. And, he was definitely emotional. Mm-hmm. He got a nice rollie from James Harden.
Yeah.
I think James Harden was more excited for him to get that MVP than
I think so too.
Which was really cool thing to see. I mean, like that shows the brotherhood of, hey, we're in this together. I want to see great things for you. To me, kind of showing that James Harden isn't as selfish as what everybody tries to sell him as, and they're in a good position to make a deep run this year. I mean, right now their biggest hurdle. I think their biggest hurdle is going to be this Boston series. They got wally-whopped the night that they gave him the trophy. But right now you're sitting at what are we sitting at for these guys? MLB, NBA. There we go. That series is 2-1 with Boston having the lead. All right. Well, now you have to start winning at home and stealing games. It's how's that? Have you checked out that series at all?
I think I only watched part of one game.
Okay.
And, I even said it was the one I'm most interested in watching. And, which, I mean, outside of the Lakers, of course. I still think, at the end of the day, the Celtics just have a little bit more than the 76ers, especially when it comes to their depth. I mean, we just talked about Malcolm Brogdon winning that Sixth Man of the Year, and I mean, they got more guys after him that are always hitting the court. So I still think the Celtics are going to have the edge in that series, but if Joel Embiid and James Harden play like the superstars that they are, that's what it's going to take, I think, to come out of that series victorious.
They can't really have nights off.
No, that's what I'm saying. They have to play perfect. They have to play perfect basketball.
I have noticed players sitting out games in the playoffs to rest and all that stuff. I believe because it goes. Sixers won the first one, then Boston won 2 back-to-back. Or Boston won.
I think it was Boston 76ers Boston.
Yeah. And I know I feel like Joel set out one game this series already. So it's just I don't know. I don't like this sitting out game shit.
Yeah.
Go and get home sooner. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Not, we're going to let them win this one, or,
Sure.
So.
I don't know if injuries are playing a part, though, either. I can't say I follow the news close enough to, I
mean, Joel Embiid's one fall away from being done
that's
for
what
the
I'm
season,
saying, yeah.
So, still sticking with Boston, 2-1?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I wish I would have written down, what games we said or anything like that. I forgot what we thought was going to be.
Yeah, I don't remember what we just go back and listen to that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But, for right now. then now, I mean, even in the Eastern Conference, I came in and was talking about Himmy
Butler.
Those South or these Heat are definitely
they're up 2-1 on New York right now.
And
if I'm not mistaken, right? 2-1.
Yeah, it's 2-1, and they're the 8th seed.
Mm-hmm. Against a 5 seed. What a weird. I still think that's such a weird matchup.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Then
you got a 2 and a 3 on on the other side.
Yes. Well, you got 2 and 3, and then you have 5 and 8.
Yeah.
So this one here, I've been just kind of watching. I've seen parts of 2 of the games at Miami.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
It's because I think this is another part where the star's sitting. So Jimmy sat after game 1.
Yeah.
New York won. Came back last night, played again. Jimmy wins again, and the rest of the Miami Heat. Eric Spoelstra wins again. I never want to not give that guy credit. That's amazed me. That. Well, Pat Riley, I guess maybe still winning.
Damn, Pat Riley, he was looking old.
Yeah, man.
In those clips of that game.
Oh gosh,
Game 3.
So still going pretty good. This is the one I really couldn't remember. I was just like, I feel like I would have said Heat. But I've been on a Knicks bandwagon for the past, year and a half. So I'm gonna go back and take a look, see who I said, and I'll stick with it. I'll put it in mud.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I said Heat in 7.
And
could be wrong.
That one I can't remember.
Yeah.
So it's been a good series though,
and
it's funny because the fact that you're looking at the seeds. And you're like, oh, that's just going to be some bad-looking basketball.
No.
Nope.
The opposite. Yeah.
Oh, these guys are balling. So,
Nuggets Suns. 2-0 Nuggets, right?
No, it's 2-1.
2-1 now? Okay.
Yeah.
So Suns won game 3?
Yep.
Because I think Nuggets were up 2-0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then they go back to Phoenix, and that's where the Suns get their first win. Yep.
This is not going the way I anticipated. I really feel like I would expect the Suns to kind of really move. I get it. Chris Paul's older. But KD is still KD.
Right.
Devin Booker.
KD curse.
Is he showed last year how he can ball out of his fucking shoes.
Yep. KD's there, though, so it's holding him back. I told you there was only one team in history that KD can join that was just too good to overcome the KD curse, and that was Steph Curry and them Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to turn it up because Denver's not playing like they're not expecting. They are expecting to move forward.
Yes, Nuggets are here to play for a championship.
Yeah, like they're just like, oh no. You think the process is as good as me? Mm-hmm. The Joker laughs at that.
Right.
Imagine if we did get that finals.
That'd be cool. Although the Lakers will make it and LeBron will get another ring.
No, I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
But that would be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 2 guys that we were just talking about being the best players in the league.
Yep.
Most valuable, excuse me. There's a difference in words there.
And I'm pretty sure I think I picked the Suns because I wanted it for my bet, but the Boston Bruins decided to get upset in the first round.
That's why I wanted to make the title, and I wanted to make a snippet of you going like, oh.
I was so pissed. I was like, you gotta be shitting me, dude. President's Trophy. It's the last time I ever trust the fucking sorry-ass Bruins for anything.
Oh.
So now that the bet's done, I switch my pick to Nuggets.
Okay, there
Nuggets
you go.
in 6.
You're right. Oh, you're like, let's mind them trails. Let's go Nuggets.
Speaking of the best players in the game, though, LeBron James leading them Lakers to a blowout victory last night.
Highly needed.
Lakers up 2-1 in the series, dude.
It's scary, man. Like I mean, like
just Bron versus Steph alone makes it one of the most exciting series right now.
100%. Like 7 and 6 playing each other. Lakers are 7. And it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary every time because, listen, Golden State is going down in history as one of the greatest organizations ever. At least
for this time, yeah.
You know, and fuck. You know, I just say, just don't let everybody else get off.
Right.
So Steph's going to get Steph numbers. Just can't let anybody else go off.
Agreed.
And that's what's really nerve-wracking. And the up and down roller coaster of AD really is, I mean, because like the game that we lost, AD had a bad game.
Yeah.
You know?
He's Mr. Every Other. Have you noticed his numbers in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
30-some 12. 30-some 11. 30-some 13.
He should easily, in the playoffs,
Yeah.
scoring 20 minimum.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I'm asking for much.
It would be helpful if LeBron would step up or D'Angelo Russell would step up on AD's off games. But
Yeah.
I feel like if one player's off, everyone seems off.
Yeah.
And when someone's on, everyone's on. And I'm like, all right, that's cool and all, but like, you know, we could equal each other out, right?
Rui, I feel like, always kind of stayed consistent.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he ain't putting up numbers that'll carry the Lakers to a. No, I know that. But that's why I'm talking about the big two, and I'm going to throw D'Angelo in there just because he's capable of putting up points.
Well, and he's been very pivotal in these games, like especially since he's came onto the team.
Yep.
You know, when I'm ready to throw away, you know, our GM and be like, we need somebody new, blah blah blah. He pulled this you know, mid-season trade off at the trade deadline and gave us a whole new team, and a team that I look at that could really take this championship, you know, and get us another banner. So, I'm nervous because I can't expect LeBron to do what he did every night.
Right.
38?
One.
How old is he? 38?
38.
Yeah, he's 38 years old. Thank you for not falling back. I guess what you're supposed to do is just continue to play fucking phenomenal basketball. But it's little.
That's what the GOATs do, bro.
It's just it's amazing. And I was watching him last night, and I was just like, gosh, this guy has. I have been on a roller coaster ride of liking him and not liking him for as long as I can remember. And I was just like, I'm glad I got to see this. You know, at the end of the day, like with Kobe, no doubt, I loved him from day one till forever. LeBron, I was like, this kid is fun. And it just became a roller. You know, okay, I'm rooting against him. Oh, come on, let's get you a win. Oh, you know, and now he's on my team, so of course I want him to win. But I mean, like, I've enjoyed watching this guy's career, and he can bring us another banner. I'm pretty pumped up about that.
Oh yeah.
And you know, he's going to be the reason why. It's not going to be anybody else. And as much as I believe that it should be AD being the reason why we get another ring, because of how much younger he is, and how much money as we paid that young fuck. you know, it all definitely still goes around LeBron, and as long as Darvin Ham starts making sure that he has good rotations to keep LeBron rested, I think we're going to be just fine. So we play again Tuesday night or something like that. So that's when I'll be tuned back in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's another 10 o'clock game though, isn't it?
No, it's Monday night. At 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because yesterday. Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
So,
one day off. But still 10 o'clock. Blit.
Fucking late.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I'm going to take a 20-minute nap when I get home so I can stay up.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, well, I got nothing else NBA related. You got anything?
Nope.
Yeah, like, just give me just some NFL, man. Please.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
Come on, man. Just a little NFL, man.
We already talked about LeBron. I'm good.
All right. Let's reconvene in a couple moments. All right.
All that prep time. Didn't turn my laptop back on.
So, you know, not much is going on in the NFL world. I mean, like, I see a lot of repetitive stories over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, like
Hit a lull.
on my Lions things, it's just like
Same.
No, it's
Old
conversation that people are having.
Lions.
Nope.
Did you see my last post, though?
Yeah, I saw that nonsense.
What are you talking about? It was about your guys' last championship. Said the last time, like, the British coronation or whatever took place, the Lions won the championship, league championship. And then I put same old Lions ? And Sparrow was like, that is the only time you can say that.
Yeah, you see, and like I read it and I just was like, I still felt anger, but now that you explained it to me, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. But I mean, you know, it's just, you know, we're official week out from the draft.
Yeah.
Everybody's still like trying to place their questions. You know, Brad's having to go do interviews. He didn't have to. I mean, but he was Lions YouTube page, which is, I would say, I haven't checked out anybody else's YouTube page, but I know that my Detroit Lions YouTube page has got to be top tier.
Here's a random question for you, actually. And I can't think of anyone that was notable. Can you think of any undrafted free agents you guys scooped that?
Antonio Green from North Carolina, wide receiver.
Okay.
That was a big one because like I saw some didn't know him. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, if you're talking like no household names.
Yeah, no. Well, none of them should be. I guess I just didn't know if there was anyone you grabbed and you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
like because I'm trying to think of
this kid's highlights and he's got hands on him, and you know, and then like reading some articles about him and stuff, it was just like, yo, the Lions actually, you know, definitely scored something here.
Sure.
Of course, we'll find out come.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anyone that we grabbed. I know there's a quarterback, some wide receivers, some running backs, a couple defensive guys. No one that like really stood out for me. I was gonna say
we grabbed another quarterback off. You know, I mean, just
you need somebody to throw the ball to all the rest of your rookies during these rookie camps.
So you know, I mean,
because we didn't draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
So we brought some guy in from Marshall and was like, hey, buddy,
toss to my guys, please.
Basically.
Help my championship team get ready. Yeah, it was. I mean, so it's just like a lot of the same old conversations. You know, everybody that was against the Gibbs pick is now like selling every reason why.
I told you.
You know, and it was. I mean, Brad Holmes is just like he was our guy. He's who we wanted. Yep. You know, the more I thought about it, because like I was high on Bijan, but I mean that would have made sense to get two of the exact same running backs.
No Lion is allowed to be questioning Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell now.
No, not right now. No.
If you are, you're just a salty hater.
Yeah,
you really are. Like,
well, you know, a lot of things like Brad Holmes has been talking about is, you know, offensive weapons and all that stuff, and not trying to make this a Lions segment, but I mean like. You know, Gibbs is definitely not going to be playing more like that running back role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of talk about our running game coming up this next season. It sounds like we're going to air this bitch out.
Dolphins are the opposite.
You know, you guys.
Mostert was in an interview, a recent interview, and they were asking him, like, reflecting on the season previous, and he actually said McDaniel holds exit interviews after the season just to, like, get vibe off players, which I don't know if that's mandatory or if that's like a McDaniel thing, but regardless, I was like, that's really cool, actually.
Even if it's a McDaniel thing, it's a mandatory McDaniel thing.
Yeah, like it's really cool. And McDaniel basically came out to Raheem and was like, yo, I owe you an apology. We did not stick to our run game at all this year. And he's like, that's on me. And I was just like, okay, like, I agree. Like, we would be running. I need you to notice that in the middle of the season. We'd be running the ball well and then abandon it. I'm like, what are we doing? So, you know, we'll see where we're headed. Dude, like, I thought after picking up Duvon A-Chain that the Dalvin Cook trade is completely dead, and it is not.
No.
It is hot right now. Like, multiple Dolphin sources that I read or follow on YouTube.
I hope you guys get him.
Dude, I know. I think we are. More news is coming out because
let's go.
Apparently, there's a good source within the Minnesota building. Well, dude, so he's due $11 million this season. Yeah, I know you want him out. Get him out. So, hey, Madison's a beast though too. Don't sleep on Madison.
One less weapon. Okay.
And I think Dwayne McBride from UAB got drafted to Minnesota. I'm just saying, but I hear you.
No.
One less established weapon.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, yeah, dude. Apparently, I think what Miami's doing is, because I didn't know if you knew this, Miami was in for DeAndre Swift.
I did see something about that.
We just didn't win the trade battle with Philly. They offered more. And so that, to me, if that was the case, and we still took A-Chain, why are we out on Dalvin? If we were trying to get Swift, why would we be out on Dalvin?
Yeah.
And Dalvin is from South Florida, wants to come to South Florida. And I honestly think that Miami knows that Minnesota isn't going to keep him for that $11 million last year. And they're like, here's our trade offer. Oh, you're not interested? We'll wait. June 1st. It's coming up here.
Yeah.
And then after June, because if they cut him right after, it saves them like $9 million. If they cut him before, it's $11 million. It's something weird like that.
Well, that's where.
And apparently he's willing to go as low, this is rumor, but they're saying he's willing to take as low as $5.5 million to come to Miami just to play at home.
Well, I was going to say, so I mean, for him, it's beneficial for them to wait and just cut him, because then he gets to say, "Hey, Miami, I'm coming." Mm-hmm. You know, and then
it's just that Minnesota gets nothing for it. Like in my head,
Minnesota's ignorant.
In
for
my
not
head,
making
it's like,
happen.
bro, just take up, because I think after this draft ended, Miami was like, "We'll give you a 5th for him next year." I'll take some Dalvin Cook for a fucking 5th round pick. And to be honest, he's 28 years old. He's injury riddled at this point in his career, which he just got his shoulder fixed though. But my point being is like, I don't know.
A 4? I was
going to say, well, that's where it was before this draft. And now they're saying, okay, well, this draft is over, so 5th.
I told you
and they're dropping it down more now.
Last season, Dalvin Cook was going to decline. I said it.
Yep.
And he's not. I mean, if you're Minnesota, 4 was, I think, a good number.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get much more from an aging running back that, definitely didn't even show those signs of greatness last year. I'm hating so bad.
I know. I was going to say, actually, the last 3 or 4 seasons, he's rushed for over 1,000 yards.
I know. I'm trying.
He's been consistent, but he only had like 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he was low on the touchdown train last year. They have this other guy, some Justin Jefferson, who's pretty good at football, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's not taking handoffs.
No, I was just joking. That Justin, it doesn't matter where he is on the field, he gets the ball.
Oh, well, I get it.
Mostly because a Spartan throws to him.
That's probably the reason why.
Mm-hmm. It sucks having Spartans in your division.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. When you guys in the Michigan State chat were all like, "Yeah, Jen, good job, buddy. We love you. You're the best." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that guy."
All right, well, I took him on the old Dynasty League, so going to need Jaden Reed to show out this year in Green Bay.
No. Well, yeah, okay.
Gonna need it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I want him to do great, except for 2 games out of the year.
That's fine.
Maybe even more.
Yeah, for you still need to win a division, you don't want him to go off too hard. Although I would love to see Jordan Love actually play well, just to spite Rodgers.
Despite all the hate that he's received. I mean, like, I felt like even when he came in last year or something like that, when he came in and took over in Kansas City, and, and everybody's like, "Oh, he looked like trash. He does nothing, shows." I'm like, first off, he was just sitting there fucking playing video games, minding his own fucking business.
Right.
Like, Aaron Rodgers is here. I'm not playing. And, there's a different prep, man. And, I know we expect them to prep like professionals, but there's a mindset that goes into it.
Yeah.
And you send him into what has historically been said as the absolute hardest football stadium to play in. Go to Arrowhead and try to play great there. Fuck you. Give the guy a break.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's gonna probably look rough. He's just maybe not like gonna go up there in the rafters like Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So I mean, like, it's a hard fucking
yeah.
So I ran across this article.
I didn't know you're so passionate about the Packers, dude. It was nice to hear that little segment of yours.
I'm not passionate about it, but I'm passionate about the player. Because of the fact that it was just so, like, unjustly.
Hey, dude. Hey, it's whatever you say, dude. I
Fuck
believe you. Damn.
Listen, man.
Take it back.
I want you to understand.
Take it back.
My division is
Take
tough.
it back, and I won't beat you by 50 in fantasy this year.
I don't recall that ever being a thing.
You must forgot about all my championships running balls deep. I was just waxing cats.
Yeah.
I sound like a Michigan fan talking about the past, though.
The days of old.
Yep. I was booty cheeks last year.
Yeah.
I thought I had a great team.
So I saw this this article here that kind of dumpster
Ranks.
fire teams.
It's a tier list, guys. If you've ever seen a tier list on YouTube. If not, you probably have a life because you're not on YouTube like me all the time. I love YouTube.
Yeah, you go to YouTube. I'm like, I read an article.
I got YouTube Premium, bro. No commercials. Fuck that. I don't got time for that shit.
So essentially, it goes from a well-oiled machine all the way down to a dumpster fire.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, you know, let's see if we agree, where we have where these.
I got these
them.
definitions pulled up as well because these aren't. They're well-oiled machines. Very rarely a scene of drama in the league, and they have a staff that knows what they're doing. The next tier is pretty smooth, still pretty good, but are still growing or have had one or two problems drag them down. They'll do fine, or they do fine right in the middle. Neither spectacular or disaster, just going about their business. Then you got slightly unhinged, more problems than most that can sometimes become bigger than they need to be. And then you have dumpster fires, which is often in the headlines for all of the wrong reasons.
I hate this list. So we're going to start out right away with the well-oiled machines, right? You got Baltimore, LA Chargers, Rams, excuse me, Patriots, Steelers. So Baltimore, I would say up until recently, that would have been a well-oiled machine.
So you would re-rank them?
I would put them to the pretty smooth to they'll do fine.
Okay.
Just because of everything that just happened. Like, that was a very public and highly spoken about, signings that they had to go through, contract negotiations, and a well-oiled machine that's not really a thing. I think of New England Patriots and how they consistently just, Tommy, here you go. Gronk, here you go.
Yeah. So I would actually disagree with those two thoughts. I think Baltimore is fine in the well-oiled machine. Even with recent news, that is the only news I can think of from Baltimore since John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
I can't think of any other Ray Lewis. That's about as much turmoil as Baltimore's been in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because when I think of the Patriots, I think of all the Spygate,
all that stuff.
The deflated football.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
I definitely let the championships overshadow.
Yeah, the Patriots have 3 big controversies in the NFL.
Yeah.
To where they also received reprimands from the league with picks and losing picks and stuff like that. So now, depending on how you look at this, if you're really taking the news into account, I personally would probably put this more on. Is the team consistently successful while maintaining a good image for the most part? Because no one's perfect. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think Baltimore, I think New England, and honestly, I think the Steelers are fine in that well-oiled machine. But I think the Rams got to go. I don't think that they're that well-oiled machine. I think they had a stint with Warner, won them Super Bowl. They had the stint when Goff was there as a rookie. And then they had their stint with Stafford. I don't feel like I look at the Rams and ever think no drama, everything's smooth, always good.
Yeah, I definitely don't think.
I personally don't think that. I mean,
where would you put the Rams?
I think the Rams could probably go to the pretty smooth.
Yeah,
I would probably drop them down. So the pretty smooth tier, since we're going to start talking about these other teams, we have the Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, Indianapolis Colts, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, Seattle Seahawks, and San Francisco 49ers. I'll I feel like when you're talking well-oiled machine, you do have to discuss their front office players. Are they staying? Are they going? Is it a constant flow? There's a lot. The tough thing is there's so much that can go into this tier list.
Right.
You almost have to define your metrics before even trying to build this. But since we're just reacting to it, I think that the Bills, as of late, have been pretty smooth. But if we're going back even over 5 years, they would be dropped down immediately. The only reason we think that they're pretty smooth now is because Josh Allen, for now his third year, has played good, consistent football.
Yep.
But even when he was a rookie, he struggled hard. And the Bills weren't even a threat to the NFL.
No, I mean, they were down there for quite a few years.
So if we're keeping it fairly recent, I think that the Bills could stay there.
I'm trying to think of why the Chiefs wouldn't be in the well-oiled machine.
Yep, and I was going to say the only thing that I can think of is like Tyreek Hill going, like their influx of receivers over last year.
Yeah.
But even before that.
But I look at the Tyreek Hill leaving thing is just part of the well-oiled machine of, hey, we got rid of a piece and we still won a Super Bowl that year.
In hindsight, yes, but when they got rid of the piece, they didn't replace them, and that was our question mark. Are the Chiefs going to be able to do it without him?
No, I know, but the fact that they did do it without him,
correct? Yeah,
and we're reacting after the fact that we've already seen what's happened.
Yeah,
that's where I would have had them at the well-oiled machine because I mean, historically speaking, I mean, I think they were one of those teams that were historically as of like the past 10 years, right?
Okay,
not
relevant.
I
agree. Oh,
they weren't relevant until Pat Mahomes kind of just took over.
Sure, yeah, dominant. I would use the word dominant.
Yeah,
because I feel like when they had Jamal Charles, and even back when they had Alex Smith,
that was even longer than 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, Alex Smith was 15 years ago, right?
Something like that. Yeah,
13, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
but I guess my point being is that's when I feel like they started coming onto the scene.
Was Jamal Charles after Larry Johnson, or
no? He was after Priest Holmes.
Who was?
Jamal Charles.
But when was Larry Johnson there? Penn State running back.
My gut tells me it would have been during the Priest Holmes era. Yeah. I don't remember Larry Johnson being their RB1 stud. Like I remember him sharing time and then had I think he was the in between Priest Holmes and then Jamal Charles becoming Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
To me, that makes sense.
I think it was Larry Johnson and Jamal Charles were together.
It could have been. Well, but I just remember when Jamal Charles got hot, he became the bell cow. He ran it all three downs.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying in the in-between stage. I can't remember if Larry Johnson was injury, and that's what fucked him up.
Could have been.
And that's when Jamal took over. But anyways, needless to say, Kansas City, I would
agree with you. Machine. I would agree with you on that one. I think you could swap them and the Rams.
Yeah, easily.
And I'd be happy. I think the only reason the Packers can't go in the well-oiled is because I feel like they deal with coaching swaps quite a bit. They deal with personnel issues. Their fans always seem unhappy.
For my lifetime, there's always been quarterback.
A great one.
Well, a great one, but I mean, even just controversy of going into training camps and so-and-so hasn't showed up. I mean, when it was Brett Favre, hadn't shown up. Aaron Rodgers, it's always been about not contract, but just unhappiness with the way the organization's going. Now I don't want to say always, but I mean as of late. I just feel that right there, that just kind of keeps them in the. Maybe they could go down to they do fine, because they definitely do fine. But
I think the Chargers could go down to they do fine. And honestly, I would probably move the Niners down to they do fine.
Yeah,
I would.
I would.
I know that Seattle and San Fran has had their more successful history as of late. Like when Russ was there, and they're always going to the playoffs. But I don't feel like right now. I mean, San Francisco has just had quarterback woe after quarterback. That's really it, though.
Yeah.
So maybe they do decide to deserve, to be in the pretty smooth. But I would be moving down the Chargers. I'd be moving down the Seahawks.
Yep. Colts are.
I would be moving down the Colts as well, because since Manning left, they have been on a roller coaster of acquisition, didn't perform. Someone steps up.
Luck.
Someone gets let down.
Even though
Luck. Good call. No, good call. When Andrew Luck retired. Yep. and I'm just trying to, my rankings, I'm trying to keep within the last 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
Since 2020, basically. Then they'll do fine category or tier, we have the Cardinals, Falcons, Bears, Bengals, Broncos, Texans, Raiders, Vikings, Eagles, Bucks, and Titans.
Right away, I'd say Houston needs to be knocked down.
I was going to say right away, Eagles got to go up.
Eagles got to go up.
They have only been getting better over the last 5 years.
I don't really remember a time when you're like a steady time.
Yeah.
Of when the Eagles weren't relevant.
Now, to be fair, I mean, that would have been 2019, 2020, 2021, like back when the NFC East was quite literally the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I 2 years ago had a conversation of how they are the butt cheeks of the NFL, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I still saw through that time was Philly getting better.
Oh, by far. I mean,
so for me, that's why because like Washington has gotten better, but Washington has never been great.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I feel like Dallas has had moments of greatness.
The Bears, I don't think should. But maybe I'm thinking very recent, but I mean, I would say since even before Urlacher retired, that was
Bears are going down for me.
Slightly, yeah. I
Falcons,
mean, that's what I'm
Falcons go down for me.
Yep. Cardinals might go down to slightly unhinged.
I would say over the last year or two, yes. But I'm going to give them building with the roster that they had, though.
Yeah.
Getting Kyler there, bringing in D-Hop.
JJ.
Like, Buda Baker was a great draft pick. So I do think JJ, exactly. So I think they do fine, should be there. And I'm going to give them grace after this humongous falling out. JJ retires, then you fire Cliff Kingsbury. He decides I'm fucking moving to the mountains.
You know what?
Like,
and I think that's fair
country.
because like I think that I'm not going to punish the Broncos for one bad season.
And I wasn't going to do that either.
So that's fair.
I was going to leave Denver there because, to be fair, they've built a great defense. They got great talent on the offensive side. They just brought in Russell Wilson, and he had a fucking one of his worst seasons he's had.
They had
in his
a dump
career.
fire year.
Correct. I think the Raiders get moved down big time. I don't. They are just a consistent blender.
Well, I mean, how many years has Derek Carr been in the league?
Like 8, 9.
And he went through probably 6 different fucking coaches.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You know, so I mean,
several coordinators as well.
So definitely the Raiders would get moved down.
I think a lot of guys get moved down, and I think the only team I'm honestly moving up is Eagles.
Yep. Bengals are perfect right where they're at. They're doing fine.
I would agree. Bengals are on their way to be moved up in this tier.
Yeah,
though.
100%.
I don't know enough about their front office.
No.
And that's what I don't know enough about their front office to know if they've had a GM in position long term. I can't remember.
Here's what I do know. So, as of recent, 3 years. 3 years? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 years.
I don't think the Bengals would be there without
since Joe Burrow got drafted. This has been a team that has been steadily on the rise. I felt like the year that they went to the Super Bowl, they were so far ahead of schedule. They weren't supposed to be there. You know, that wasn't.
It was more impressive to find out that they didn't fall off much.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay.
And they're getting better. They're finally addressing those offensive line situations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think without the Joe Burrow era so far, they wouldn't even be there.
No.
They'd be down.
Yeah.
So
Buccaneers, they stay consistent.
They're fine.
The Titans, though, I'm not 100% on just because of the fact that they're so medium. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're mid.
But I don't feel like they're ever like
there's no highs.
They're not
no lows.
the ass end of the league, and so that's why I think that they're fine. They do just fine.
Yeah,
quite literally. They do just fine.
They're so mid.
Going into the slightly unhinged, we got Panthers, Cowboys, Dolphins, Saints, Giants, Commanders. I feel like I'm moving up Cowboys. I think Jerry Jones is naturally always going to have media attention just because it is the Cowboys.
And
just like it's the Yankees and the MLB. It's
always going to be negative impact, negative looks, where that's where I can see that's the reason why they put them down to the slightly unhinged. But overall, I look at that organization as they'll do fine.
They do fine. Yeah, I think whoever put this specific article together that you found, I think the writer probably is going a little bit more into media. Yeah. What his job is as a content creator or writer or editor, is he's finding, are these teams in my media news for good things or bad things? That's where I feel like this is coming from, where we're trying to also tinker it into the actual, like,
to be truly honest, they might, and there's an argument to be had, and it depends on what you want to put focus on, is that they could be up to the pretty smooth.
I mean,
because he's ran business the exact same way for how long?
Yeah. And
they've been pretty competitive, excuse me, for how long?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the Saints could go up as well.
I think it's crazy that they're down slightly unhinged. They are definitely
I think that this person's like, they lost Drew Brees, they're slightly unhinged, and I'm like, I disagree.
Sean Payton's gone, oh no!
They're still competing to win their division every year, and that's by switching between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill.
And all the other talent around, they just keep on adding great pieces.
Their GM, and I know most of this because I talked to Rosado quite a bit, their GM is a fucking cap genius.
Yeah.
The way he structures contracts, like, I have a respect for him through my education through a friend, just like I do for Chris Greer in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Miami, I'm moving up Miami. I don't think that they're two-tier. I think they do fine, but I am going to say I only moved them up because Now I'm gonna go. Now I'm backtracking.
Hold on. I want you to do this. I want you to do this.
Yeah, segment.
I want you to think about what you want to say about that, because
right.
I don't want to cut you short on anything.
Okay. I gotta go to Lowe's and get some dirt. Doesn't that suck, bro? You could literally take a shovel anywhere and get some dirt. You gotta go pay for that shit. That's that adult life.
Oh, this is fucking home ownership. It's stupid.
All right.
So
battery's running low. Apparently, we got enough though.
So you gave you a moment to think about.
Yeah, I got on Instagram. I fucked up. I didn't even think about it. But
son of a bitch,
I'm gonna leave them. And maybe I'm over humbling my own franchise right now, but historically, over a decade of me being a fan, we've gone through countless coaches, countless coordinators, countless quarterbacks. Our fucking owner recently obviously lost us 2 draft picks, dude. We lost a first this year. We're losing a third next year. He had to pay money for tampering with Sean Payton and Tom Brady, and then Flores wanting to sue. And there's a lot of negative shit as of late, but it's not like
a big history of it.
Well, no, but I guess what I was going to say is it's not like little knick-knack things. Dude, they're fucking big things. Discrimination. Tampering. Christ. Like, you know what? It's big deal type shit, in my opinion. From a success standpoint, realistically, we've really never had superstars. We've never really consistently been highly competitive. We've always kind of been mediocre.
I feel like, well, I guess as of recent you have, but I was going to say defensive wise, I feel like you've had superstars.
Yeah, but if we did have the superstar names, they never performed like a superstar.
Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas.
I'm not talking 90s. I'm talking recent.
Okay, I'm just recently. You're absolutely right there.
Yes.
I'm just sitting there going, those two guys there.
If you think about it, that was 20 plus years ago. The guys I know.
Yeah, I guess I don't think about it how far that is.
Oh, no. So, yeah, those guys.
Yeah, I was just
superstars.
Like,
Hall of Famers.
Offensively, I don't feel like since Dan Marino you've had anybody that's a superstar.
Correct. And if we did, they never panned out. We didn't use them properly. They ended up becoming garbage. Mike Wallace. Remember when Mike Wallace was just killing it in Pittsburgh? Yeah. Came to Miami, nothing. Brandon Marshall, killing it in Denver. Came to Miami,
Who was
nothing.
that running back? Ronnie
Brown from Auburn.
He was nice, though.
Yeah, he was nice. Yeah, that was also when we were running the Wildcat, him and Ricky. So, kind of cool. Dude, we've had a ton of different guys that have tried to come in, and they just never panned out. So, I'm gonna drink the humble juice in this situation, and I'm gonna say, maybe that is the place we deserve to be. Now, if you go off of what we saw last year, 1 year of McDaniel, even a half season healthy Tua, bringing in Tyreek, getting Jalen Ramsey, everything we've been doing, we are on the rise to after next season. We should be. They will do fine, if not double jump. all the way into 2. The way Greer and McDaniel are working now.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say,
time will tell.
It'd be a deep playoff run for a pretty smooth.
Time will tell. And
the Panthers, I feel like they'd do fine.
I think Panthers and Giants are right where they need to be.
The Giants, I think, just because the fact that big market, they're always going to have some kind of negative news. Like, even when they were winning Super Bowls with Eli, it was still...
Yeah, I was going to say, you could almost put the Giants up at 3, just because I feel like they do just fine.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's where... Washington...
They got to go down.
Yeah, I would say...
I don't know how. Whoever put this tier together, out of all the shit that's on here, that's their biggest fuck-up.
Yeah.
Even over your Lions down there. That Washington ranking is fucked.
I'm a little confused by that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, okay, Washington's there, all right.
Your owner just basically got kicked out of the league. How the
Yeah.
Your stadium leaks doo-doo water. Literally. How are you going to tell me that's not a literal dumpster fire?
Can't keep great players there.
No one wants to be there. They just opted not to sign Chase Young's 5th-year option.
What the fuck?
What?
Come on to Detroit, buddy.
Too crowded. Don't want to go there.
You get tons of playing time. Promise.
It's good to go to Philly.
Fuck, don't do that. Then we got
dumpster
the
fires.
Fire. Cleveland Browns, exactly where they need to be.
Yep.
New York Jets. You know more about that division than me. I'm gonna say if I look at it,
I think they're slightly unhinged.
I swear I would have them at as well.
Dumpster fire in the sense that they really don't win a ton of games. Like last year was a huge jump for them, but I still freshly remember Rex Ryan there just 10 years ago, winning the league, winning the division, going into the playoffs.
With quarterback Mark Sanchez
5-6 years ago, like we got to the Jets in the schedule, and to me it was they're like free throws in the NBA. Should beat them.
Right.
Should beat them. But over the last wow. Now, if we were getting paid for that, completely different story. Now I hate this article even more.
Now, it is on that article.
Yeah. So
we're just gonna close it.
But yeah, I'm going to put the Jets up 1. The Lions definitely are going up at least 1. I'm going to treat the Lions like the Dolphins. Same scenario. Dolphins have slightly been better by like a win or 2.
Well, I was going to say, so I mean, like, we have been, I would say, in the competitive realm for a lot of years, slightly competitive. We just lost a lot of games. I mean,
I would agree.
Keep in mind, we had Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford. We had Calvin Johnson. Some may argue greatest receiver of all time.
Yep.
So it's like, we were competitive.
Yeah.
I think dumpster fire is we weren't even competitive. We just and we always look at competitive and we made games. You know what I mean? Like not competitive records.
I would say a Lions fan looks at it that way. Out of market teams, they just look at your wins and losses.
That's all you know.
And Lions have, let's be honest, historically been someone you stomp all over. I'm sorry, that's how it's been.
You expect to win. You would have expected to win if you're another team.
Dude, no disrespect. You guys went 0-16.
Yeah.
Like, you were the laughing stock. You went 1-15 like twice. You're not there anymore. It's okay to talk about the past. The come-up's real. But I'm sorry.
But
you and the Browns...
I'm looking at the fact that, yes, that happened in our life.
Yes.
That happened in our life. I can't ever deny that.
Hey, I was the first one to say you guys are getting moved up. But I still think unhinged is the right spot.
No, I'm not saying where they do fine. We're not proven to be they do fine
Correct.
yet. But, I mean, a lot of stuff has happened since where I would actually keep us at a dumpster fire. Our owner is
You're
new.
in the same spot as the Dolphins, dude. If you guys have that great year, win your division, go to the playoffs, I think you bump up twice.
Yeah. Very well could.
And that's what I'm saying. So
Jacksonville, I was a little surprised seeing them there. I think slightly unhinged is more there because I feel like they're just...
I'm going to keep them at dumpster fire.
What keeps them there?
Because if with all these other teams, we've tried to at least look back further if we can. the Jags have really never been great. They made a playoff run one year, I remember.
Maurice Jones-Drew years, I thought they were pretty good. Dude. Byron Leftwich, those guys together, I guess.
And you know what? Maybe slightly unhinged is the way to go. Maybe, but like, I've never really truly experienced a consistently good Jacksonville team. And
once again,
but I guess they're also, however, if we also do want to bring media into it, they're never in the news for bad shit.
Yeah, except for when Urban Meyer was there.
So, right in the old butt.
Yeah. It's got a.
Oh, it was a thumb.
I can't remember.
Was it a thumb?
I don't know. For whatever reason, I felt like it was.
So I would. It's a good one. So I'd say, I mean, with your argument, I could put the Jags at that second to bottom, the unhinged here. But I think Washington, Cleveland, those two have to be dumpster fires.
Yes.
And I still would almost, without Deshaun Watson, I would think the Texans easily fall into the dumpster fire.
That one's a tough one, though, because if we're bringing in pass, right, you have Andre Johnson, one of the great receivers in the league.
But they still weren't competitive.
They weren't?
Not that I remember.
When him and Arian Foster were playing together?
I don't remember. I don't think they ever went to a playoff. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't ever remember them being a good team.
I don't remember.
And Arian Foster was nice.
And DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, like, I feel like the slightly unhinged would be more them.
Okay, that's fair. Bringing it. I just think I keep falling onto records. I keep falling onto records. You have that Lions mentality where it's all about how you fought, and I'm just like, did you win or lose?
No. I mean, it depends on what conversation you're having, right?
Right. But I'm saying that's where I'm defaulting.
If I'm looking at records and stuff, the Lions definitely deserve to be right there. Mm-hmm. But I'm going off of what you read for the description of everything, and I was like, I'm just trying to keep it in that realm.
Yep, that's fair.
So,
all right, so Dolphins, Lions, God tier.
Amen. Like, we shouldn't have been on this list. It's disrespectful to even have us anywhere on here.
Yeah, right.
So,
what's higher than S tier?
Yeah, right. They're like,
God tier.
Well, the machine. Oh, okay, what's higher than that? Because that's us.
Right. The creators of machine,
right?
Keepers of well-oiled machine.
Oh, we are AI. I got nothing, man.
I got everything, baby, but I'm good.
All right. Well, episode next week will be a later release because of Mother's Day. I'm going to
Happy future Mother's Day.
Hang out with my wife that day, so hopefully make it a good day.
Probably see my mom.
Good idea.
Yep.
I'll FaceTime mine
so
she can see me.
There you go. Because your present is your presence.
No, I actually during the pod I got a text message from Tara saying that she was she was sending the mothers for Mother's Day, and I'm like, that a girl.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, well-oiled machine. That's where we're at. All right,
boy, I'm a dumpster fire.
Oh,
maybe slightly unhinged.
I'm gonna be up to slightly unhinged, man.
Thank you.
You got this. No, you're the new five because we got this. So
he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be good. All right, we're out. Peace.
Take care.